Hey, hi, how's it going? So as you can see, we're in a different setting today, but things are still the same in terms of the work that needs to be done. We are still on the road to becoming a natural pro bodybuilder. I actually have to like read this out every time because sometimes I just not forget, but so basically these two words for me they're interchangeable and it actually has different meaning. So if I was to say pro natural bodybuilder, it would mean that like I'm basically trying to compete with the people that don't um, do or people that do drugs but trying to do that naturally, that's impossible. But natural pro bodybuilder is more in line with what I'm trying to do of being a pro amongst the natural competitors. Anyway, we are on, I think it's week 10. If it's not week 10, then I'll probably change it in the title and we'll have to stick with this for now. However, there was somebody outside making noise. Anyway, um, I sort of changed the layout a little bit just to put the planned show in view. So yeah, of course, the first one is on the first, third, is on the 31st of May, and the whole idea with that is just to. I feel like the guy outside could do any. He could choose any time to do work. I've heard nothing so far, and now it's when he wants to do it. Anyway, hopefully he stops. Anyway, so first show was 31st of May. The whole idea was just to basically use that show. It was a paid show, so hopefully I win that show, and then 2 weeks after there'll be another show, and I'll update this when that happens. So there's been a few changes last week in terms of, well, actually, because I'm in a different environment today, I didn't really feel the need to take a update picture. So we're still sort of behind on that. However, I basically look more like this. This is still like, looking back at it, this is still like one of my peak physiques recently. And I haven't been able to really hit that yet because of all the change in circumstances. But it's not a big deal. The grind still continues. Um, so yeah, cardio has actually it's been fluctuating, been all over the place right now. But it is still 30 minutes of bike, 30 minutes of stairmaster. I guess it's actually the other way around. I do stairmaster first and then bike. But for this week, I feel like so far I've been doing 1 hour of running instead of the mix of this, and that's just because um, I feel like running burns more. I'm not like yeah, I just have a feeling that running burns more than stairmaster and bike for sure. And right now the sun is pretty good outside, and I'm eating a few more calories than I would expected. And I feel like running would get me back in track faster than the steady state of the bike and the stairs. If it doesn't, that's fine because I can just look at it as an experiment and then move forward from there. But for now, I'm gonna basically run 10K every day this week, and then obviously check my weight at the end of the week. Right now, I'm around 99 kg, which is really good because I remember when I was looking at the when I was looking at this last week, I actually turned out to be less than I weighed, or less than I expected, which means I'm sort of on track, right, for how I should be on the journey. So the idea is that, and some days I was actually down to 98.2. So all that really needs to happen now is just for me to make sure that I don't spill over this week. As soon as I can get back on track, would be amazing. Like and the reason why I say get back on track is I'm at this stage now where the old me is aware that I look really good and can I'm almost satisfied with how I look. So it's really hard for me to keep pushing. But then the new me is like this is a regular look and not stage look because stage lean is totally different. You have to like you have to have veins coming up every part of your body and like you have to have lines in your glutes. So because I've never seen what it's like to get to that point, like I don't have that as a normal perspective to go to yet. So like even this condition that I'm at, it's not my normal. So my body's just like, well, my mind and body are just like, bro, this is good enough. So it's gonna be really hard to stay locked in for this whole period while I need to keep digging deeper to get to the point where I'm at 90 kg for the show. And I can't remember last time I was like 90 kg. I must have been 14 or 15. So literally like around the time I started the gym. Yeah, oh yeah, yeah, literally. Yeah, I remember because I was like 92 kg when I started the gym. So yeah, um, training, I think I might start changing my approach to training, and it's because I might get to the point, I might be at the point where I'd rather just get cardio done all in one session and then just do training in the evening, which means that that would then change how the format is. I'll just do like my main muscle group and abs or calves in the evening as opposed to splitting it to right now where I have cardio in the morning, one muscle group, and abs or carbs, and then in the evening I have the main muscle group, and then cardio again. So that's something I'm considering. This week I'm definitely doing just one main muscle group in the evening, and the 1 hour of running will be in the morning. I've already done my session for today, run wise, and then in the evening I'm going to do glutes. So I'm going to test it out, see how it goes, and because ideally, if I'm able to lose like 0.9 kg off that schedule, then it might be just enough of a like switch of schedule that doesn't need me to be any more extreme than I already am. Because I understand that 2 sessions a day is definitely extreme, but it's just that I can handle it. So if I can pull back on the extreme and still see good results, it's a win, right? Yeah, that's training. Nutrition wise, I'm eating a lot. I'll be real, I'm eating a lot, and it's like, again, because I look good, it's hard for me to be like, oh, I shouldn't do that. And I know I shouldn't. Obviously, like, as with a coach, I wouldn't do that. Well, they will tell me not to do that, and I'm coaching myself, so I have that leeway. But obviously, I don't want to be eating so much. However, I'm still maintaining my protein goal. So really, it's just that if I can eat this load and be within range for weight wise, then it means that I can basically use that increase in calories to push more in the sessions, which I actually am. Like my strength is still increasing during these sessions, which is amazing. And I've got like the new equipment sponsor and everything, so I've got new equipment that helps me push more in the gym. I've got elbow sleeves that was actually quite good timing because my elbows started to act funny, but now that I've got that, my elbows feel amazing. Yeah, speaking of sponsors as well, I'm going to start officially my start date for the clothing sponsor is I think April 1st. But I started my nutrition sponsor and my equipment sponsor last week. So super cool. And there's actually a giveaway, but I don't think by the time this video comes out, if you don't follow me on Instagram, then you're probably gonna miss it. My Instagram is it's.ademola, by the way, if you want to follow me. I'm going to do the supplement sponsor or giveaway. I'm going to do a video for that either tonight or tomorrow night, and then it's probably going to be like, I don't know, maybe a couple of days before I announce the winner, but it should be a big one. I think that is everything really. Yeah, training, nutrition, cardio, plan show is still the same. I've seen a few more people that are planning to do the show, and honestly, it's getting daunting. And that's what's also making me think I need to lock in, because some of the guys that are planning to do the show already have their glutes in, and that's usually like the last thing to come in. So the fact that they already have their glutes in, which is kind of crazy for conditioning. However, my saving grace is that nobody's as big as me. But if the criteria doesn't ask for who's bigger than me, like who is as big as me, then it doesn't matter because I'll just lose the show. And another thing is there's the overall. So there's like I could probably win my category, but if overall somebody has like a better looking package than me, even though they're smaller than me, they will win that show. So I need to make sure that I literally have everything in check. That's about it though. Yeah. Any questions about coaching? Feel free to drop me a message. I'm more responsive on Instagram, and it's easier for me to communicate with people on Instagram through direct, basically because it's direct messaging as opposed to if you leave a comment on the videos. But yeah, that's all for me. Any questions? Drop me a message. Bye.